Alright, we'll stop it. We'll stop it. So this is SchickFox. Is that his name in game? It is SchickFox. He's at 3490. He says, Chro, please help. I dropped 500 SR after this. Well, don't do that. We're gonna try to help you, buddy. Looks like he's doing a little bit of Junkrat. All right, he got flung off the edge. That was sweet. A little bit of a spoiler. He may get thrown out of the edge. Let's see it. Some usual chat stuff going down. This looks like council. I swear to God, that movement seemed like a controller. He doesn't say. That looked like a controller stick movement, but whatever. Alright, sneaky stuff. I do this. Oh, and that's where the throw was. Good idea. You had a good sight line. And you did disrupt their formation. Farrah's to your right. Careful. Get her. Get her! It's probably not the most efficient thing, but you know what? Get her. You got that spray. Good catch. So I'm guessing you saw that hammer. That's what you saw through the side of the wall? Alright. Where are you looking? Everyone's gonna come from your right. At this point, get away from the point. Good. Throw a trap. Ooh, careful on that. Yeah, it's... Don't go down those long hallways when there's a Farrah chasing you. Get out. Okay, that works. I would actually focus... Okay. So, this is actually, it's not even a highly contested point, it's just, it's an option. So, the enemy was... And I'm just gonna use this as... They're not right here. And our little friend, the Junkrat, came through here. Now he threw one concussive mine this way and kind of knocked him back. And then he did a little loop-de-loo. He looked down this way and started helping this. This is debatable. Do you want to put more pressure on the Mercy Rhine here, or do you want to keep the rest of the team, you know, a little bit farther away, make them work traveling this distance, instead of allowing them just to walk up this far and do more damage to your team? It can go either way. It depends what they're running and how low health they are and how you know comfortable you feel doing what you're doing. But I would usually let my team kill the one target while I stall the 3 targets. That Reinhardt's gonna be a pain in the ass. Did he just hammer down no one? Alright, cancel that being a pain in the ass. The Junkrat's still to your right. Careful. Where's he in front of you? Ah, there's so few P's I can't tell where Junkrat's at. Trap? Okay, good. Good. Now, I hear a lot of complaints about this third point. They're like, how do you attack this third point? It sucks. You're like, yeah, it's rough.
My genius is finally
Okay, that works. The only thing I'm worried about there is you didn't look to your left at all. You just kind of honed in on the, oh. Good. This is Junkrat's advantage right here. Now, I think you're going to get killed from behind. Technically, I was correct. But yeah, you're lucky the enemy team didn't realize where you were sooner. But shooting from the high ground to the low ground like that is a good way to make a Bastion move a bit. So Pharah's above you by just Mercy's heal line that you saw. Oh, get that Mercy. Okay, she's dead. So be careful about going out that stairway that you kind of favored. Favor the big window because you get more space to see what's attacking you. Nice attempt. At this point, I would actually stay on the high ground. Yeah, that just kind of landing your shots on that one. You could have played it safer by sitting near the window. You could have been shot by some of their teammates, but at the same time, if you missed 2 or 3 shots, you could have just dropped and from there, gotten with your team. Yeah, don't favor that stairwell. That stairwell is a fucking death trap, especially with a Pharah around. So you're getting bullied off the high ground, but I think you're just getting bullied a little bit too easily. At this point, you gotta get the hell out of there. Oh, that was an ult. So I think you can play like Ring Around the Rosie a little bit more on that top part. Don't just immediately fall off. Not a bad idea. Pharah's above you, though. Oh, I thought that was... you still... The 120 damage definitely paid off there. But you thought it was... You're like, is that mine? No, it's not mine. You're gonna get pushed, but... That's a good one. Oh! I would actually go through... Yeah, here you go. Start putting pressure on him. Your job is to make... So whenever you get space... Okay, so here's the thing. As he throws his concussive mine. Space is bad. No space is good space. Because what space means... Who hosted me? Who the fuck did that? Low-key nerd, thank you, sir. So the enemy has to traverse from point A, or line A, to line B. When anyone moves like this, we call this the logistics phase. This is logistics. And during logistics is when any team is the weakest. Is when any person is the weakest. If you can strike during this phase, it's the best. So in one aspect, yes, it's good to fight when people are trying to take space, but you want there to be no space, so that for every inch they move, they have to fucking keep on fighting and fighting and fighting. If you don't put pressure when there's no space, they just walk out here and they reset up, and all of a sudden it's the same damn fight again. You have to punish people for them giving you space. You have to start taking area and start moving up forward and forward and forward. This is all positioning based stuff. So what he's doing right here is perfect. If he doesn't die. The whole problem with this is you have to do it in a method where you're not super risky. So this is fucking risky. Alright, you deserve that. So throw some pressure out and then back up. Right? You're trying to make it difficult. You're not trying to make it, impossible. If you try too hard, you're going to get caught like that and just die. So you got to get to the cart now. You have to get to the cart. You're not going to get to the cart. Okay. That was one of those times where I know it was a bad idea to just jump out there and it seemed like you were going to die, but you had to. Oh. Here we go. Ah, the old Bastion on the fucking payload. And they're doing Orisa Rhine. The only way to deal with this is to get around them. Okay, that was... You picked up the health, that's why you won that fight. So if they have a Rhine Orisa, you're not getting through both shields. You can't. I don't think it's possible. The numbers don't add up. So you have to get around the shields, you have to flank, you have to do a bit risky stuff. And you did good there. You did the right thing. And I would actually get out of this small little area. It looks like they're going left. Good job. There's someone left there. But that works. Killing the Bastion, well worth it. So the good news is their momentum is broken. If they want to keep running the Bastion, they're gonna have to get the whole point. Ooh. That's very risky. I would get out. At this point, it's... Yep. So, once they had that area, and you're down that long choke point, you gotta back out. You have to plan, like, because it's gonna take you 4 or 5 seconds to jump out of there. You have to plan essentially 6 or 7 seconds ahead. Alright, good. You recognize it was hopeless, and you're getting better positioning. I wouldn't put a mine up there. That's easily seen. Remember, they're going from low ground to high ground, so actually seeing something on the ceiling is going to be very easy for them. A little bit early on all that. Yeah, that's... So that whenever... It's actually very common now. It used to be less common. Junkrat versus Junkrat. Don't ult through a small space. Good job. If they're Reinhardt swinging a hammer, he's not shielding that Bastion. And that's what your big issues are. You could have trapped, but it doesn't matter too much. I would not push up, dude. You'll survive. But timing is really close on that one. So you're gonna have to use tire or something to break momentum here. Yeah, good. That Junkrat's still following you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I was a little bit suspicious when you weren't sending that tire towards the Bastion, but killing the supports will give you the Bastion. Junkrat kept on pressuring you and weak. Good, you're getting your health yourself. Yeah, get back on the high ground. Good. I'm glad you're already looking for it. Oh, yeah, good job. So right now you're playing everything pretty much spot on. Yeah, see other Junkrat, I know you were going up against a Pharah, but their Junkrat's staying up there for a little bit longer than you. Got him. You have no idea where he's at, do you? You knocked him up there. So, keep holding the high ground. Unsure, but okay. So if you're going to shoot stuff like that, I would actually, if you're trying to just take up this area, shooting like this is going to bounce and it's just going to be on like this side of the map. If you shoot right here, like near your feet, they're going to pop up and they may bounce once or twice, but they're going to explode in the area that the enemy is going to be more likely to be in. So, yeah, this is what you do. Now, don't get bored. These shots also work. A little bit tight on the angle. Now, if you want to get tricky, because this is a curved surface, Junkrats love curves, I'll tell you that much. You have a lot of control. And since you're really close, like, shooting upwards towards it, essentially, the farther you are away, the more it's going to bounce out. But if you shoot kind of straight up at it, but so up here, it's going to have less momentum going up this way. So essentially, you shoot on this curve at a very, I would say, right about there, and it will bounce up and it will like slowly bounce down right here. That's a little bit trickier of a shot, but those are annoying, and they will never see those coming. Someone's with you. Okay. I don't want to say you did anything wrong there. You are just overcommitting just a smidge too much, and that's when you're getting caught and killed. Don't give up the high ground like that. You had your advantage there. If you wanted to jump on the payload, you could have jumped on it at the end. And you're probably going to lose this point because of it. So the most effective way to flank is when the team is already engaged. You essentially attacked when the enemy team wasn't engaged. Which means all their attention was focused on you, easily killing you instantly and then dealing with your team afterwards. Not that last point won or lost it for you. Just for anyone that's always say that, understand, like, even in basketball or football, people are like, oh, they always complain about the last play. You're forgetting about the other 99% of the game that was played if you only focus on the last play. You lost by a couple seconds, like, no big deal. Any other point in time, you know, you could have done something differently and it could have worked out better. So don't focus on that last point. Or that last action, I should say. I think your accuracy is good. Your position, you're just a tad greedy. A tad. I would say whenever you're thinking about backing up, back up 1 to 2 seconds before that. You kept on getting picked off just at the tail end. Like, the first point, you were in the bottom with the health pack, and you were chilling here, like the health pack was back here, and your escape was this way. You fought here for a little bit too long, basically 2 seconds too long, and if you were escaped back this way, you would have been good, like 2 seconds ahead of time. And you could just sit around this corner and try to shell stuff off this way. That also on this last point, you died to the Pharah on the low ground when she was in the high ground. Again, you kind of just stood in there for 2 seconds too long. You just have to see things a little bit farther ahead. Play a little bit more safer, and I think you'll be good there. This is actually difficult to do because it's so minute of a change, you really don't see it. I think mine usage is fine. Check. Trap, as always, with every Junkrat I've ever met. Trap more. You're not trapping enough. And your tires are fine too. Information-wise, I think you're doing most things correctly. You're actually backing up. Like you acknowledged the point was lost and you just backed out. On attack, I think you're fine. I think you played very well in this one. I mean, you guys lost, but whatever. Wasn't that bad of a loss. So yeah. If I had to say anything, again, you're just a tad greedy and you keep on dying on these one-offs. Just because you're a couple seconds out. And I bet every time you die, you're like, oh man, I was so close. And that means you just, if that always happens, it's not so close anymore. It's just, you're playing too greedy.